Trent from Camp Creatability. The Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities puts out a newsletter every month. The BPDD is experimenting with different ways to share information because not everyone can read. We're helping the BPDD by creating a video of their newsletter every month.
November is Family Caregiver Month. 1 in 5 Wisconsinites is a family caregiver, and more than 80% of all care provided in the U.S. is by families. 60% of people with disabilities live with a family member nationwide, and 25% of those family caregivers are over the age of 60. Governor Tony Evers has issued a proclamation recognizing Wisconsin's caregivers as part of November's National Family Caregiver Month. BPDD talked with family caregivers from around the state and is putting together videos highlighting what family caregivers are experiencing, especially in light of the overall direct care shortage nationwide. BPDD will feature the caregiver videos on social media later this month.
Each month, BPDD features a different leader in Wisconsin living with a disability. What's the word? It's an opportunity to hear directly from self-advocates about what's important to them. This month's column comes from Philip Temme. The following is a short excerpt from his column, which you can read in full by following the link up. My name is Philip Temme, and in May of 2021, I moved into my own apartment. I started looking at apartments right before COVID hit, and when things started opening again, I decided to move out. Moving into my apartment was a scary yet rewarding experience. I remember I was excited to live on my own, but I had lived with my parents for almost 30 years. If you feel scared and emotional, please know that was me on my first night on my own. If you or somebody you know would like to be featured in What's the Word, contact Jeremy at jeremy.gunlock@wisconsin.gov.
Supported Decision-Making Virtual Training, February 17, 2022. Wisconsin Supported Decision-Making Agreement law took effect in spring of 2018. A supported decision-making agreement is one alternative to guardianship that allows people with disabilities and older adults to retain their legal rights. Join us virtually on February 17, 2022 from 1 to 4 p.m. for a free training on supported decision-making agreements and alternatives to guardianship. Register for free. This virtual training will cover what supported decision-making is, legal requirements of supported decision-making, how to use supported decision-making strategies both as an alternative to guardianship and within existing guardianships, what alternatives to guardianship are available in Wisconsin, stories of how Wisconsin residents have used supported decision-making. Questions. Contact Phil Kalissa at BPDD 608-266-5395, phil.kalissa@wisconsin.gov. This year's Sparks grants are focused on projects that will connect people with disabilities to the communities that lead to more relationships and less social isolation. 7 projects were selected from a pool of 20 applicants. Here is a brief summary of the projects. For more information, contact Jenny at jennifer.newgart@wisconsin.gov. Wisconsin Asperger's Empowerment and Our Treasures from Wauwatosa are bringing families together for game nights that offer a more natural way for people on the autism spectrum to interact with other youth socially. The Disability Advocacy Network of LaCrosse is planning their first Pride Fest for this summer that will include networking events, presentations, performances, community art projects, and resource booths. The will also focus on voter rights and registration, employment, accessibility, as well as disability culture and diversity. The Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast is developing a training on inclusion that will reach hundreds of troop leaders in the state to provide a more inclusive troop experience for girls with and without disabilities. The LaCrosse area family YMCA will offer 3 art exploration nights for community members of all abilities at the new All Abilities Train Accessible Park. The YMCA of Metropolitan Milwaukee will host a day of inclusion for the children with disabilities at their Camp Minikani to give them a safe way to experience the camp as a way to encourage them to enroll in the camp. The W.J. Niederkorn Library of Port Washington is offering a monthly sensory-friendly story time and developing an app for people with disabilities to help them know sensory-friendly times and locations in the library. The goal is to encourage more families who have children with disabilities to use the library and feel welcome and comfortable while they are there. St. Croix Therapy in Hudson, Wisconsin is offering several opportunities for the community to get to know people with disabilities, including inclusive art classes, a community conversation on autism awareness, and a program for siblings and friends of youth with disabilities. 2021 Self-Advocate and Family Member Participation Survey. BPDD needs to hear from you. Our national funders want to know what impact developmental disabilities councils across the country have on people living with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families and supporters. Whether you participated in Partners in Policymaking, a Sparks Grant, Living Well, the Self-Determination Conference, Supported Decision-Making Training, or any other BPDD program, we want to know what your experiences were. Please take 3 minutes to help us improve what we do. You can also fill out the survey if you participated in grassroots state or federal advocacy that was brought to your attention by BPDD. If you follow us on social media and have shared content or connected with other people around the state virtually through Living Well Wednesdays or the Self-Determination YouTube channel. Changes to Wisconsin's Medicaid Purchase Plan, MAPP. MAPP has changed. Lower premiums and more opportunity. We have a new fact sheet to go along with the MAPP webinar that was done several weeks ago. Watch the webinar on changes to MAPP with Megan Koch and David Pino. Self-Determination Conference Wrap-Up Video. The virtual Self-Determination Conference wrap-up video is ready to watch. We were so happy to see everyone who joined us for the second virtual conference. BPDD joins you in hoping to be together in person for the conference next year, but we will continue to plan according to safety. The recorded sessions are being closed captioned and will be available on the conference website in a few weeks. We will post it on your social media when it's ready. In the meantime, enjoy the wrap-up video.